Hello and welcome to Dotnet with Sikhen, and our today's topic is C# functions by location and modifier. So basically we have four methods in by location or modifiers. So we have already discussed two methods and today we will be going to discuss two more methods. So let's get started. So by location and modifier we have local function. So what is a local function? A local function is a nested method defined inside another method, constructor or property accessor. Today we will be just focusing on the local function creation inside another method, and in constructor or property accessor we will be looking it into our upcoming videos. So this is the local function. So basically it is a you can say like nested method inside method. And let's talk about the extension method. So an extension method is a static method that appears as if it were an instance method of an existing type. So basically we have different primitive types, for example integer, float, double, string, right? So all these types are basically inbuilt, means a system or library has provided us, right? So if let's say if I want to extend this type, meaning let's say I want to calculate some square, right? Let's say I have a number 4 and then I want to calculate the square of 4. So how can I calculate it? So I need to multiply by itself, right? So in that way we can calculate it as a square. But what if I create one extension method of integer type and then I can just call that method whenever I declare a variable? So that works basically, right? So we will see in the code like how we can create extension method. Here this keyword is used to indicate the method as an extension of any type. So basically this is the keyword this, and then it is used for marking it as a the method as an extension method for any types. So yeah, so let's see it in action how it works. So for that I have created a small program here, and in this small program first let's see the local function. So what I have done here, I have taken one array of numbers, and this array has positive and negative numbers, and then I am passing this num to calculate sum. And here in this calculate sum it takes an array as a parameters, and then inside this calculate sum I have one more method that is called sum positive, and here this method is inside this calculate sum. So this sum positive is the local method. It's a local function, right? And the scope of this local function is within this function itself. So outside this function this sum positive is not available. That is important thing. This sum positive is available only within this calculate sum. So inside this calculate sum itself you need to call this function. So here this is the calling, right? So you can say like call to local function. So inside this function itself you can call it. Outside this function, outside this calculate sum, this sum positive is not available. That is what the meaning of local function. Okay, now what it does, it takes the an array, right, and then it calculates the positive numbers, sum of positive numbers only. You can see this is the loop, and then in this loop we have a check like if v is greater than 0 then add it and then return this total function. And as I told, like this function is available within this calculate sum, so you need to call it inside this function. And here I have called it like sum positive, and then I have passed these numbers. So what it will do, it will calculate all the positive numbers and it will return, right? So that is the meaning of calculate sum. And then here I have printed it out like the sum of positive number is result. So it will print the positive number. So this is all about the local function. Now let's look at the extension method, right? So how it works. So for extension method you need to create one method. Like here you can see there is a static class math extension, and inside that we have one square method, and you can see this is the this keyword. This keyword indicates that you are going to create an extension method on the type, whatever the type you are mentioning after this keyword, right? So that is important. So here int So this is the integer and then number we have, right? So here I'm returning number into number, and so this becomes one extension method of type integer square. Now how to call it, that is also an important thing. Like find the square of a number 5. So I want to find it. Let's see how it works, right? So I have declared one variable int number equal to 5, and then int squared is equal to number dot square. Now you can see this number, it just behave like an instance, right, number, and then this square is the instance method. So you can call this instance method using the instance, right? So this number dot square, although this square is not part of the int type, but you have created one extension method, so now it becomes the part of the int type within this assembly, or you can say like within this project, right? So I will be discussing all those things in later videos, like what are assemblies and how we can create libraries and all those things. So this is the extension methods. So let's run it and see the result. Okay, now here is the result. So the first one is the sum of positive number is 10. So you can see here, like we have three positive numbers, 2, 3 and 5, and the sum of all these positive numbers is 10. So this is the correct answer. And here the square of 5 is 25. So you can see like the square is 25. If you put a breakpoint also, then you can look at like how it works, right? So let me put a breakpoint on this square part at least here. Let's see how it works, or maybe here. Okay, let's see the square one first. Okay, so this is the breakpoint, and then if I press F11, then I go inside this square method, and here the number is 5, and it will return num into num, that is 25, and you will get the 25 here. So this is the this is the extension method. Yeah, that's it for today, and have a great day. I will see you in the next video. Thank you.